So today we are playing Purrfect Date. Now, it is a visual novel dating sim, but when I was reading the description about it, it said something about a lot of puns and a mystery. So I can't tell if this game is gonna play it straight as a dating sim or if it's gonna go all crazy on us. But it looked so funny and, you know, a little bit off the beaten path when it comes to dating sims, so I thought it would be fun to play. I have never played this. I opened it up, looked at how to play, made sure it would run in my software, and that was it. So I'm gonna try and keep the volume at a decent level. Let me know if it's too high, and I'll fix it. I know I mentioned that last time. Every game requires different settings, so what works for one game won't work for another game, and it's kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. So this thing says it has over 10 hours of gameplay, and like, thank you so much, good. I'm glad it's good. But yeah, like 10 hours, something like over 10 hours of gameplay, and like 13 or 18 different endings, something like that. Some crazy. Okay, good. That's the most important thing, that you guys can hear me, because what's the point of coming if you can't hear me? So yeah, I'm not entirely sure how this is gonna go, but... Ooh. Yeah, she looks good and nondescript. With Tina. Because why not? And I did adjust my settings back, because I tried low latency mode last time, but I know there were some people that are having issues with it. This game supports an autosave feature. Please don't turn off the game while saving. I'm an angel, and I accept. I'm a devil, and I reject. I'm an angel. My little halo. I swear, the horns are just there to hold it up, okay? Also, I got this t-shirt to wear today, and then I realized I can't really get it to show very well. Cord. But basically, it says Queen of Hearts. It seemed fitting. I'm not sure how long we've been sailing, but it feels like forever. I'm not feeling too well now, so it's a huge relief to hear the deck lads shout. Island approach. Make yourself ready. Oh, okay. Cool. We're going on vacation? I guess we're going on vacation. Finally here. When I played last month, I was just another broke student living off baked beans and didn't really think I had a chance being accepted to be part of the prestigious Cat Island research team. Oh, thank you for lurking, Kane. I appreciate it. Oh. It's not 100%. Well, likely won't be chatting. That is okay. Don't ever feel like you need to force yourself to be active. Like, take what you need and recover. I will always be here. Here it is, the little black dot in the distance. Growing bigger by the second is the infamous Cat Island, the place I will call home for the next few months. Hey, Evie! No problem, thank you for lurking, I appreciate it. So yes, if you haven't heard my spiel, basically, for the entire month, any support that you give during my streams, any kind at all. Hey, Bowerable Billabino. Oh my god, I can't say that. I'm sorry. Bowerable Billabino. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it. But yes, any kind of support, lurking, chatting, following, hosting, rating, anything, you'll get your name on a heart on my board. And if your name is already on the heart and board, but you keep supporting anyway, then I add stickers to continue filling it up. And it's looking really good. Oh my god, Tiffany! Thank you so much for the biddies! No problem, no problem. Thank you so much. But yes, I'm gonna keep going for the rest of the month with this, and it looks fantastic, and I'm so excited to have it finished so I can hang it up and look at it. How much I love you guys. I love you all so much. Yes, okay. My heart momentarily skips a beat. What if there's been a mistake? What if they accepted someone else's application and accidentally sent the offer to me? Never! That would never happen! I rummage around in my bag until I find the papers. DP Corporation. Oh. We are pleased to be able to offer you the position of research assistant to Professor Purrfect at a research facility on Cat Island. Position will be for an initial period of 8 weeks. Your contract will be sent separately. We look forward to working with you. Yours sincerely, Professor Purrfect, PhD, BSc. Oh, wow, that's a lot. And yes, I totally laughed at DP, probably more than I should have. Sometimes I am a child. Nope, no mistake. That's my name, right there in the top left-hand corner. Tina. And there's his name at the bottom. The genius behind the whole operation. What? Oh, it's a... Oh, it's a kiwi bird. Took me a second. I kind of had to focus in there. That's an adorable emote. I like that one. Professor Popper, science genius, and my new boss. Popper. I look up from my papers to see dry land rapidly approaching before us. It seems to be surrounded by a huge barrier of impenetrable black rocks. Ooh, spooky. Oh, Kiwi's from Chum's channel. I had no idea. That's awesome. As we get closer, we're not slowing down, and I begin to worry that we're going to crash into them. And then, at the very last moment, we take a sharp turn to the left, and suddenly we're sailing smoothly towards a jetty through an opening in the rocks. That's some good sailing. I blow out the breath that I've been holding and break into a smile. Nicely done, Skipper! We look so happy! The ferryman comes out from behind the steering wheel, ignoring my attempts at camaraderie. That is such a strange word. And shouts rather brusquely. Take all your belongings. We won't be back for days, so don't leave nothing you'll need. Wait. Doesn't that mean that you should leave stuff that you'll need? Be looking while you get ready for work. No problem. Thank you so much for stopping in, Flamin' Joe. I appreciate it. Have a good day at work. Yeah, doesn't that mean that you should leave stuff behind? Phrasing, man, phrasing. Smile weakly at the ferryman and his son and pick up my bags, ready to disembark. We glide seamlessly up to the wooden jetty, and the son leaps ashore to tie us up. He's greeted by a bulky man in a uniform who I take to be a security officer of some kind. Must be a really small boat. Oh, that is a pretty small boat. Joe, sir, caught you a mouse. And then he laughs loudly as though he said the funniest thing he's ever heard. It's very disconcerting. Disconcerting. I like that word. The security guard remains surly and turns his attention to me. Let's be having you then. Robot voice. He holds out his large hand, which I assume is an offer to help me off the boat, but as I reach out to take it, he snatches it away, throwing me off balance so that I almost fall over the side. What a great start! Jeez! What a jerk! I don't like that guy. ID card. Oh, I see, of course. I reach into my back pocket and hand over the laminated card I was given on the mainland. Cat Island Security. Tina, date issued. 1/1/17. Meow. He barely looks at it before striding off, grunting over his shoulder. This way. Such a jerk. I follow him down a dirt track path and get my first proper view of the island. It's beautiful, lush, and green. I'm already under its spell. Spell? Is there magic in this? After no more than a couple of minutes trekking, we're in base camp, which consists of an assortment of tents and huts. Among them are 2 more solid-looking structures, one larger and one smaller. I presume these are the labs. A little ramshackle, but eh. The whole camp is moderate but functional. It reminds me of an army outpost. I'm struck by the lack of people. In fact, there's no one around apart from an older woman sitting outside peeling a pile of potatoes. I smile and give her a little nod, but she just stares back at me. Mrs. Marigold. I try not to get paranoid. Everyone's behaving kind of weirdly. What's going on here? I don't know. Here. He stopped at the largest tents, indicating that I should go inside. It's like Tin Man. I feel rude just walking in, so I make my presence known first. Hello? A firm but friendly voice calls out. Come. I walk in, and there he is, hunched over some documents, the great Professor Pauper. Sir, it's an honor to meet you. Yes, yes, you must be Tina. Come in, my dear. I'm glad to have you on board. Good journey? Well, long. Yes, indeed. We're rather tucked away here. Let me offer you some for refreshment. Water, coffee, something stronger, perhaps? Whiskey? Oh, water, tea, whiskey, or nothing. Just water. Just water. We don't want to be too demanding right off the bat. Now that's something we have an abundance of. There are plenty of safe natural springs on the island, but we have the bottled kind too. I'm relieved as he passes me a bottle. I'm not too keen to start drinking from natural water sources until I have personally checked that they're not used as cat urinals. That is definitely a good thing. You don't want to just start drinking water willy-nilly. You never know what you'll pick up, especially with cats. Oh. It will take you a while to find your way around and discover how it all works. So, for today, I thought I would just get you kitted out and maybe introduce you to some of the locals. The cats, that is. I believe you've already met most of the human locals. Oh, I've only met the ferryman and security guard who brought me here. Perfect. Yes, that's about it. Wow, we're the only people on the island? That's gonna get weird. And the lady outside? Ah, Mrs. Marigold. Her and her husband are the caretakers. Wonderful couple, the Marigolds. You'll meet them before too long. We're a tidy little family here, Tina, and I'm sure you'll fit in nicely. Thank you, sir. I hope so. I do. I hope I'll fit in. But then again, if I don't, I can just run away and be a crazy cat lady. Okay, so first things first. This is your basic kit. He begins going through a pile of things on his desk, explaining each of them in turn. This is your backpack. You can put everything in it. You'll be going on plenty of field trips, so it'll be very useful. As will your own water bottle. Some disinfectant hand spray. That's good to have. These are heavy-duty reinforced gloves, which are essential when tagging cats out in the wild. Like, don't know any scratches from felines we don't know now, do we? No, that is very, very true. And if the tagging he's talking about is anything like tagging for other either wild animals or farm animals, it could get a little messy. I suppose not. I shove each item into my new backpack as he gives them to me. Likewise, these goggles are to be brought along on all field trips. This lot here indicates a small pile of what looks like laundry. His basic uniform, lab coats, masks, stethoscope, etc. Portable first aid kit, camping knife with all tool attachments. That's a lot of attachments. Like, I've seen some Swiss Army knives with like 30, 40, 50 things on them. I was like, how do you use this thing? There's too much stuff. Finally, without a doubt, most importantly, this. He holds up, looks like something that looks a lot like a mobile phone, except it clearly isn't one. Huh. This is your catalog. Oh my god, catalog. Oh my god. That was awful! Awful! Oh, I love it. Oh my god. This game is perfect if you love puns. Catalog? Yes, the name comes from its earliest version. It was initially designed to record and store data on the cats, scan them, and log their details. But as you see, we've come a long way since then. Now you can use it to communicate with the rest of our team. I've added everyone's contact details for you. Listen to music, take photos. There's even a pen that comes with it to insert microchips into the back of the cat's neck so that we can keep track of them. I know it's a good thing, but also, poor kitties. It is a very valuable piece of equipment, Tina, and I need you to protect it above all else. Do you understand? Yes. He is looking me directly in the eye and clearly expects a response. Yes, sir, of course, I will look after it. Well, yeah, give somebody an electronic item, they better look after it. I'd boot them off the island. Literally, with my boot, over a cliff, into the ocean. Good, you'll get to know all the functions as you go along, but for now, I suggest we take a stroll out and see if we can't find a few friends to introduce you to so that you can try it out. Kitties! He hands me the gadget. I feel a bit nervous taking charge of it, but also really keen to have a go. Hehe, cat on vacation. That's adorable. Can I be that cat, please? I'm tired of winter. Look at this. Oh my gosh, this is like my perfect place right now. Tropical, full of cats, almost no people. Oh my gosh, I want to be there right now. We head down to the beach, the professor explaining things as we go. The mixture of terrain on Cat Island is quite unique. Even in such a relatively small area, you'll find forests, mountains, jungle, beaches, woodland, all of these different geological and ecological zones in one place. It really is most remarkable. Yeah, that is kind of weird. Interesting, but weird. Even the lack of wildlife is, in itself, quite remarkable. Cats ate them all. What do you mean, Professor? Well, put simply, there is a type of force field that surrounds the island, just allowing anything to enter. The shit? You mean literally anything? Absolutely. No birds, fish, or creatures of any kind can penetrate it. Penetrate. Forgive my lack of intelligence on this subject, but, we're here? Professor lets out a disconcertingly loud laugh. Ah, I see what you mean. Well, there is, of course, one small break in this invisible wall, and that is where we built this jetty, or the jetty. Let's not get too bogged down in all of this right now. What you need to do know is, or what you do need to know is that basically the island is shaped like a peanut. Peanut? He picked up a nearby stick and draws a simple map in the sand. This, our end of the island, is very well known to us now. We've been researching here for many years. The other end is not so familiar to us. We've encountered difficulties that have hindered our progress in the region. What kind of difficulties, Professor? That was weird. That was like Doki Doki level weird. Well, we're not as sure as we'd like to be, but what I can tell you is that the environment has an adverse effect upon humans, inducing nausea at the very least. Huh. At the worst? Fainting, migraines, possible nerve damage. Gosh, that is serious. Yeah, I've had nerve damage. I probably currently have nerve damage. That is awful. How would that even happen? This game is asking, or is giving me so many questions, and so far I'm getting very few answers. As I say, it's best to keep away, but let's not go into all that now, my dear. You've had a long day. For now, let's just say that we refer to my pop filter. Tried to fall on me. Let's just say that we refer to the far end of the island as the danger zone, with good reason. Welcome to the danger zone. Danger zone. I don't even know if that's actually the lyrics, but... I must ask you not to put yourself at risk by venturing beyond this mountain range here. He refers to the map once more, drawing a line just past the center and an X through the end section. Silly Mike. There are wild, aggressive cats out there. I wouldn't want you getting too close to them. Ugh. Unlike our lovely fellows closer to home. I don't know, I could probably make friends with them. But then again, I can make friends with most animals, babies, small humans. Small things like me, especially furry ones. He has led me to a spot where a few cats are lounging about. What do you say we try out your catalog now, Tina? He stoops down and picks up one of the animals, a disgruntled-looking cat, who was sleeping under the shade of a palm tree. Oh my god, that face. The cat lets out a displeased mewl, but doesn't struggle. Its large body, billowing with long orange fur, it just sort of hangs in the professor's arms in lazy resignation. Billowing. That's not a word I would have expected for fur. Would you like to have a go at scanning this delightful chap? he looks pretty grumpy. But then again, if you got woken up from your nap, you'd be grumpy too. Find the on switch and somewhat timidly activate it. The gadget immediately comes to artificial life, emitting a boop 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 sound with a red pulsating light. I select the app labeled Cat Scan, and it loads instantly. There is no delay on this thing. The professor holds the cat towards me with arms outstretched. I'm sure he said the scanning chip is implanted into the back of the neck somewhere, but it's difficult to find this one's neck amidst this thick cloud of fur. Yeah, that would be tough. Blow to make a parting and press the catalog into his skin. It's a bit like scanning groceries in the supermarket where I used to work. Can we buy the kitty then? It's groceries. Beep, beep. That should do it. And he plops down the marmalade tom back into the shade. Sure enough, upon withdrawal, I find the cat has been successfully scanned. Dun 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 dun. Meow. Floofy Butt. Floofy Butt. That's the best name ever. Floofy Butt. Name Floofy Butt. Gender male. Age 10 years, 4 months. Breed red tabby Persian. Eye color red. Red eyes. That can't be healthy. But also, oh my god, he's so cute! Look at the stripes! I want to pet him. Floofy Butt. Amazing! Clever, isn't it? A large part of your job here will be to tag and scan the cat, such as Mr. Floofy Butt here. But it looks like you'll have no problems at all in that area. Excellent work, Tina. Yay! So it's basically, it's like a microchip that you'd get for, you know, your actual pet cat. You just hold it up and scan it and it tells you the information. Now, like, current microchips, I'm pretty sure, are just, contact information. But I mean, it's the same premise, really, right? Like, just a little chip that you can scan to figure out information. Thank you, sir. I can't wait to get started. Well, why don't you get a bit more practice with the catalog and scan the rest of them while we're here? These 5 spend a lot of time together. Oh, it's a little colony. They're like a little family, aren't you? Oh, yes, you are. The professor seems to be a genuine cat lover like me. I think we're gonna get on great. To be fair, I love all animals, so, you know, that's okay, but cats, I have a special place in my heart for cats. Okay, here goes. No help this time. The professor steps back. You have to drink more often because I'm reading and talking even more than I normally do, and I talk a lot, so. The first cat I approach is very friendly, with beautiful calico markings. It comes towards me, already purring. No. Meow. Ooh, Trixie. Aw, she's pretty. I like calicos. Trixie. Name Trixie. Gender female, age 3 years, 8 months. Breed calico, American shorthair. Eye color green. Dog. Oh, it is winking and blipping. Oh my god. Oh my god. If it was possible to do actual heart eyes, here we go. Heart eyes. Heart eyes, motherfucker. Oh, this game is amazing. I love it, and I've only been playing for 5 minutes. Next is an elegant, sleek, hairless cat sitting gracefully in the sun. She doesn't pay me much attention and allows me to scan her with minimal fuss. Meow. Snooty booty. Okay. This one is kind of terrifying. I mean, I know what it's supposed to look like, and it's great, but at the same time, it's kind of terrifying. But this one is like, I don't even know what to say about this, but something about this is very unsettling. The little portrait? Oh goodness. Something, I can't put my finger on it, but it doesn't feel right. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna try this down a little bit. There we go. Because I keep leaning forward, and I don't want you guys to lose my face. Snooty Booty. Name Snooty Booty. Gender female. Age 11 years, 1 month. Breed Sphinx. Eye color blue. Oh, do they all wink and blep? That's actually kind of adorable. Although this face is even more weird. Like, look how wide it is, but the tiny eyes, like. Oh my god. I love this game. I love this game so much already. The fourth cat I approach is a noisy one. Meow, 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 meow. McMurphy. Aw, he looks like a little lion. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so this is gonna sound really awful, but we've been watching a show on Netflix called Kitten Rescuers. My daughter is like obsessed with it. And there's been a few that have had to have their limbs amputated. And it sounds horrible, but the little arms in the portrait down here look just, it looks just like the ones after they've healed, after they've had to have an amputation. It's like, it's both adorable, but also kind of awful. McMurphy. Gender male, age 6, breed, brown crossbreed, eye color green. Fun fact about this is that the vast majority of cats are crossbreeds. They often just get labeled as like American short hair or long hair because it's easier, but cats are, unlike dogs, are actually much closer together as breeds. So most cats are crossbreeds of a bunch of different ones. So like very few people actually know what their cat is unless they buy it from a papered breeder. Good morning, small hedgehog. Thank you so much for stopping in. And kitties, yes, kitty emotes. If you have kitty emotes, throw them in the chat. It's super topical. This face looks better. The last one, the eyes were like right in the middle of his face. And like his head was like 3 times the size of his body. It was so weird. How are you doing today, small hedgehog? Are you doing anything special for Valentine's Day? And finally, the one I've deliberately put off until last. He's been skulking around the edges of the activity, eyeing me suspiciously as though he could pounce at any moment. Sounds like my old cat. Ooh. I laugh at myself, already projecting personalities onto these animals. Kibbles, yes. See, this one, he looks like he's like drunk. Well, this one, he looks like he's really angry, but also grossed out. Did you feed him bad kibble or something? Is that how he got his name? Kibbles. Name, Kibbles. Gender, male, age 3. Oh, 6. White British long hair, eye colored green. See, he looks happier here. A little dopey, maybe stoned, got into the catnip, but not so bad like that one. That one is just weird. All done. I hope you enjoyed meeting some of the locals. I did! They're adorable! I love the kitties! The professor lets out a little laugh. I have a feeling you'll get to know them quite well in time. That's probably enough for your first day, don't you think? It's quite a lot to take in. I'm just gonna lay down here on the beach under a pile of cats. If that's how I die, that's how I die. I'm suddenly exhausted and grateful to be heading back to camp. I wonder if the kitties come and visit in the camp. That would be amazing. Just like wake up to a cat on your chest, but like a different cat every day. Oh, that would be amazing. It's quite late by the time I've unpacked and settled myself, but I want to write my journal entry before I sleep. How much could you have brought, and how much would you be unpacking? You're in a tent. I'm surprised at how chilly it is. I have pulled my sleeping bag right up to my chin, but I still feel goose pimples bloom all over my arms. Shivering, I rub them to warm myself up. Yay! More kitties! More kitty emotes! It makes me smile to think that this inherent reaction to the cold is what will be keeping my new feline friends warm tonight. They have fur though, like, most furry animals are pretty good at surviving, like, the minor chill of the night. My eyelids close, thinking of cats and the island and the professor. The world around me drifts away as I float up into a dream. What the heck is that? It's like Doki Doki weirdness. I'm not sure how long I've been asleep, but I wake up with a violent jolt that leaves me sitting bolt upright. It's too dark to see anything, but I hear a rustling and then a strange electronic noise, one that, in my sleepy confusion, I can't place right away. Boop, boop, boop. The catalog! Acting on instinct, I scramble to my feet and follow the noise out of the tent. I look around me, and my fears are confirmed when I catch sight of a pulsing red light getting fainter in the direction of the forest. Weird. snap into action, running as fast as I can. Barefoot, dressed in my pajamas, running at full speed into the forest in the dark of night. You gon' die! You gon' die! Oh, it's perfect. My headphones are pushing my glasses down today. I must be crazy. Uh-huh. The words of Professor Popper are ringing in my ears. I need you to protect it above all else. My legs are trembling beneath me. I stop, feeling my heartbeat heavy throughout my body. I wheeze in and out, my breath billowing in front of me in white puffs. How cold would it be? We're just in the jungle. Rip. Yeah. You gon' die. How cold would it be at night in the jungle during what is clearly summer? I shouldn't feel like this. Why am I so dizzy? I try to get my bearings and realize I've blundered perilously close to the danger zone. I can just make out shapes of some large animals in front of me before my eyes close and I drop to my knees. I open my eyes. The calico cat I scanned yesterday sitting in front of me. She drops the catalog at my feet. I pass out. What is going on? I thought this was gonna be a lighthearted dating sim, not Doki Doki level craziness. Hello, can you hear me? Are you okay? What is it? Don't be ridiculous, Kibbles, it's a human. Oh yeah, yuck, I can smell it now. It smells like a human. Ugh. Oh, do be quiet. So snooty. Are they alive? Of course it's alive. It's breathing, you imbecile. Why isn't it moving? Would you come on and give them some space? Move back a bit. Yes, stand back. Move out of my way. Let me have a proper look. I begin to come to. The Sphinx cat is standing over me as I open my eyes. We stare at each other for a moment while I try to take in what's happening. Is this one defective? Probably. Oh, I feel sick. I'm gonna puke. Cats watch me intently. Am I going insane? Oh, my head. The heck did they do to her? What is it chattering about? They're scared and confused. Let me talk to them. Human? Are you alright? You, I remembered. You took my catalog. Oh, but I gave it back to you. It's in your pocket now. I tried to reach into my pocket and realized my hands are scratched to shreds. Ow, 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 ow. What's wrong with my hands? I try to stand. Ow, 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 my feet. What happened to me? What's going on? I'm so confused. Yeah, I guess that's from all the climbing. Climbing? I told you it wasn't ready for that. What's that? Ready for what? Its anatomical structure is far too delicate. I tried to slow it down. Yeah, Floof. You try restraining a human who's that determined. It was like a Margay. Its anatomical structure didn't seem that delicate to me. Hey, Hocus, thank you so much for the lurk. I appreciate it. I was like, a what? Doing what? I'm definitely as confused as this character. You made your own way back to the beach. Okay, but that doesn't explain. I show my bleeding hands. Ah, you crawled, Kara. Kara? Who's Kara? That's not my name. It's a term of endearment. It's an Irish thing. It's inappropriate. Wait, I crawled? You sure did. Like a cat? All the way from the mountains? Like a bleeding mountain lion. Impressive. But why? Because you got the sickness. Are they down with the sickness? Oh, Shh. Maybe you should sit down, human. We need to have a talk. Possibly a long talk. Talk? Yes, that's right. Since when can cats talk? Oh, for goodness sake, since the dawn of time. How else do you think we communicate? Ah, stop splitting whiskers, Major. You know full well what the human is saying. I think the revelation here, Kara, is that you can understand us. Yep. What's going on? Why can she talk cat? Yes, that too. Will someone please explain what the hell is going on here? Well, we don't fully understand everything ourselves, at least not all the details of how this works. I think being stood in a forest surrounded by a bunch of talking cats is about as much detail as anybody would want. Yeah. Why are the cats talking to me? Like, actually talking? I agree, and more to the point, we were rather hoping you would be able to help us. You are the scientist, after all. What we do know is that the clock has started ticking for you. What do you mean? Well, there's no easy way to say this to you, Kara. You'll be catified. Catified? Be what? Catified? Whether you help or not, you don't have a lot of time before. If I may. It would seem that we are basing this on our experiences to date. That when a human manages to find themselves in what I believe you to call the danger zone. Welcome to the danger zone. Danger zone. They are vulnerable in ways that they previously were not. That is to say, you're screwed. You're not helping. Don't make me. Whoa, mountain lion. There will be no violence of any kind. Forgive me for being a bit panicked here. The vulnerability to which Snooty Booty was referring is simply put, if you are bitten or scratched by an elder cat within the danger zone, you will begin a process of change that will ultimately result in a full feline transition. This is weird. So basically you're telling me I'm a werecat? Dun dun dun! I look down and in amongst the scratches on my right hand are two distinct puncture marks. The reality of my situation descends on me like a cold mist. Basically, yes. My head is spinning. This is too much for me to take in. Take a breath now, Kara. You're not looking so good. I know, if I just got told by a bunch of talking cats that I was going to turn into a cat, I'd be a little bit freaked out. What? Have I started to change? I feel my head for ears, fur. Everything seems to be normal. Seems. No. I just meant you're looking a bit shaky. Understandably so. I should think so. If I wasn't, I'd be concerned. I take a few deep, steady breaths and calm myself enough to say, okay, so why? How? What? Give me some data. What have you got so far? Look, we'll answer anything we can, but the truth is, we have more questions than answers ourselves. That's fair. So you said you need my help. What exactly would that entail? I mean, I don't want to be a cat, so if it's anything related to that, I'll do it. I don't care, but... Well, finding our friends would be a start. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. The cats on this island, they're going missing. We don't know what's happening to them, but the body count is rising, and we've hit a wall. Ooh, that is definitely a mystery. If the only creatures on the island are cats, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense why they'd be disappearing. So, oh no. A wall of ignorance, maybe. Really, how many times do I have to tell you? The Muellers are to blame. Muellers? What the heck is a Mueller? Muellers? Now, Fluffy Butt, there's no need for name-calling. Speaking of name-calling, I'll remind you to call me Major, madam. Major Fluffy Butt? Look, they can't help the way they are. It's lack of breeding, you know. That's a little rude. Overbreeding, if you ask me. That's also rude. Guys, you're being rude. Stop it. Again, Muellers? Come on, somebody tell me what's going on. They're the elder cats, the island originals. They can't speak the way we can. hence the derogatory term, Muellers. That's not nice. It's not their fault they can't talk. Jeez. And how are they to blame exactly? Well, if I knew that, there would have been no need for this elaborate kidnapping. Yeah, okay. It's hardly proving to be a roaring success after all. Well, yeah. Generally when you get somebody, when you need help from somebody, kidnapping them in the dead of night is not the best way to go about it. Thank you so much for the lurk and the follow, Scoozer Stano. I hope I said that right. Thank you. You're awesome. So many hearts. Oh, I'm so full of love today. As I was saying, you know, you should be showing your love to your spouse or whatnot every day, and I 100% agree with both. But sometimes we forget that love is love. There's more love than just romantic love. You know, you love your family, you love your friends, you know, you love your pets. Why not use this day to just show them even more that you love them? Like, I love all of my close friends, I love my kids, I love my family, I love you guys because you're awesome, I love hanging out with you. And so, like, me and my husband will, you know, exchange gifts or whatever. Just little things, but like, why not also do nice things for your close friends or whatever? So, I had to go out yesterday in the crazy snowstorm. That was fun. But since I was gonna be at the store anyway, I ended up picking up my kids' little, you know, each a little stuffed animal and a little chocolate pop. It's not nothing major, but it's, you know, just something nice to share. You know, show them that yes, it's tough. Sometimes they get angry, whatever, but it doesn't mean I don't love them. Also, they all gave me Valentines, and they're really friggin' adorable, and I really want to show them. So, my son, my older son, who's my third, gave me this one. It's a little bunny. It says, "Some bunny wants you to have a great Valentine's Day." It's so cute. Oh, and also there's a little adorable little bunny on the back. And my daughter gave me this one. She really likes puns like me. It's a little kitten. It says, "You are positively wonderful." She's been just running off the craziest puns the last few days about how awesome I am. And then my youngest son, he got the Lego movie ones for the new Lego movie. It said, "Have the best Valentine's Day in forever." Oh, it's so cute. Like they just do them, and it makes my heart melt. I would if my cats weren't outside all the time. Yeah, our cat is 100% an indoor cat. She doesn't really have any interest in going outside, and we wouldn't want her to anyway. So I give her scritches and her cuddles as she allows me. So anyway, it's hardly proving to be a roaring success after all. That is true. That is true. They kidnapped her in the middle of the night, told her she's going to become a cat, and are now asking her help? That's not the best way to go about it. Look, Kara, all we know is that we are no longer safe on this island. The elders who live within the danger zone, welcome to the danger zone, are hostile towards us. Not sure why, it's just always been that way. And now, because counts are being taken, nowhere else is safe either. Oh no! Oh no! We need to stop this, it's awful. You expect the occasional mishap. We live in an undomesticated world here, after all. But lately, cats have been disappearing almost every day. Well, that's not good. Even the last human we catified went missing. Well, that's not good. I'm sorry, what? Let's not open old wounds, Kibbles. Yes, onwards and upwards! Well, first things first. This werecat thing. Getification. Transition. Whatever. How does it work? Time passes, and then you transform into a cat. Nya! I'm not sure why she's sticking out her tongue. It's not gross, it's just weird. It's a gradual process. It's different for everyone. But you won't just turn overnight. Well, I guess that's good. Will I need to shave in the morning? Like, will I start getting patches of fur? The clock is ticking, however. the first side effect of the transition is being able to understand us. Well, some of us. Not the elders, obviously. Not all the domestics, either. Then you have the whole heightened senses thing. The increased agility, the crazy body hair stuff. There it is. I'm gonna have to shave. Let's not worry the human with all the details just yet. I assume there's an antidote? I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed in that assumption. Why do you think that they would be telling her all of this way if there was an antidote? They probably would have been like, hey, this is happening. Also, there's an antidote, so don't worry, we got this. Like, I don't know why she would assume that. Maybe because she's a scientist? Hang on. You said there was someone else who you'd put in this position. Well, let's hope you're a better bet than they were. Unfortunately, they weren't able to discover an antidote or get our friends back. Ah, thank you for entering, Evie. Also, too, it is a Steam code, so if you don't play on PC, you know, it won't necessarily work, but it is a great way, my giveaways are a great way to get a code that then you can use for another giveaway later if you want. So, like, if you can't necessarily afford to buy game codes, I have no issues whatsoever in, you know, giving it to you and then you give it off on your streams or on your Twitter or whatever. Also, if you're really, really desperate, like you don't have the money or anything to be able to do a giveaway, message me on Discord or on Twitter, and I can definitely help you out. I have like 10 pages of Steam codes that I will never use. Like, I already went through and put all the ones I wanted in my Steam, so if you need stuff, you can contact me and I will help you out. Mine is a reroll. Ah. Unfortunately, they weren't able to discover an antidote or get our friends back. Oh, also, if you need ideas for giveaways or whatever, too, like different other than game codes, also you can hit me up. I've tried a few different things in the past, so I might be able to help you brainstorm something interesting. I know where their notes are, though. Really? Trade. Huh? You help us, and we'll give you their progress reports. What the heck is this? What the heck of smile is this? What even? WTF, mate? So what do you say, Kara? Will you help us? I feel like if you say do not help the kitties, it'll end very quickly, and that's one of the endings. Like, that wouldn't surprise me if that actually was one of the endings. But yes, we'll help the kitties. We will help them. Not much of a choice, really, is it? To be fair, there are days where being a cat would really not be that bad. Sleep 18 hours a day, eat when you're hungry, people give you stuff, you can do whatever you want. It's not a bad way to go. Can you imagine napping under a sunbeam all day? That would be, oh. Afraid not. Okay, fine. So, where do I start? Is there anything you can tell me that will help me track down your missing friends? Well, no one listens sense. Start with the Muellers, and all you might have if it doesn't end there too. Whispers. Don't mind him. He's set in his ways. We have every reason to believe the abductions take place in your part of the island. Dun dun dun! Yes, nowhere near the danger zone, or the elders. Ooh. Okay. Well, that doesn't make much sense. It's the doctor. It's the doctor. It's his fault. I'm calling it now. It's the doctor. But I suppose nothing does around this place. My catalog starts beeping. Oh, my alarm. I have to get to work. You run along now. We don't want you arousing suspicions with your people. You can meet with us later. I'll make sure those reports are in your tent before this evening. Thanks, Kara. You're one in a million. I imagine the odds are far greater than that, given your new health status. Go! And thanks from all of us. Oh. So, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll notice that I did start a gaming-related Instagram channel, and the very first photo I posted was a photo of this giant sloth my husband got me. That was my Valentine's gift. It's literally this, like, trying to keep off my hands and thing. Yeah, it's like this wide, literally as wide as my camera, and like up to like my waist. Hey, thank you so much, Insanity Girl, for the lurk. I appreciate it. But yeah, so I posted a photo of that, and it was like the best choice of stuffed animal for me as a gift. I love it. I am kind of obsessed with sloths these days. But yeah, I want to show you guys what I'm working on. Unfortunately, I'd hoped I'd be able to get this done before he comes home from the weekend. He's traveling again for work. I don't think I'm going to be able to, but this is the center of it, and basically it's going to be the 2 deer, and then it says on top, love you, and on the bottom, dearly. And it was a pattern designed a little while back, but hadn't gotten to stitch yet. And I absolutely love it, and it's inspired by out in the rural areas around where we live. There's a lot of problems with like people hitting deer and whatnot, and they have these big signs on the road. Whoop. These big signs on the road that show a deer, like someone sitting at like their steering wheel looking out at night to a deer lit up by their headlights, and it says, speeding costs you dearly. And every time we pass one, we both just like die because we're both awful about puns and really bad jokes. So I designed that pattern, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to stitch that for him because it will make him laugh. And like it's basically an inside joke for us now that dearly, we'll just like randomly out of nowhere, we'll just like look at each other and one of us will go dearly, and then we just start laughing. So I'm very excited to finish that, and I will post photos of it probably on my Discord when it's done because I'm really excited about it. But yeah, that's one of the patterns I designed. If you're interested in seeing them or that one and like any of the other ones I've done, Command Etsy will show you my Etsy shop link, and that's where I have all of my cross stitch patterns up for sale. Plus, on my website, penguinart.com, I have my free ones if you're wanting to start stitching. I have a lot of little free ones that are really cute, so I've been not giving it as much love lately as I should because I've been so caught up trying to get stuff done for streaming, so I really need to actually, like, get working on it more. But anyway, I digress. We'll go back to the game. After a rather painful journey, I am very grateful to finally limp into camp. I have just enough time to get myself tidied up for work, and I'm about to peel off my filthy pajamas when I hear my catalog beeping. I have a message, but I can't tell who it's from. It's not from any of the contacts that Professor Pauper programmed into it. In fact, there's no contact information at all. Messages. Unknown number. Are you sure it is wise to trust everyone? Anyone? Certainly is a mystery afoot. What on earth does that mean? Me. Who is this? There's a lot you don't know. Think carefully about who you confide in. Before I can think of a reply, the messages are gone and my catalog has no record of them. Weird. I don't have any time to think about this right now. I need to get ready. As soon as I'm presentable, I head over to the lab. I'm 10 minutes late. It doesn't give a good impression on my first morning. No, that's kind of cruddy. Ah, Tina, good to see you. I was beginning to worry. Did you oversleep on your first day? I'm terribly sorry, sir. I think the traveling and all the excitement of yesterday. I take punctuality very seriously. He cuts across my apology. Not to worry, it's perfectly understandable. You'll find I'm quite relaxed about most things. As long as you get the work done, I don't much mind what hours you keep. Oh, well, you know what, that's nice. It's nice when bosses are, reasonable and realize that it's not the, clock in, clock out time that matters, but what you're actually doing. Because, as long as you're getting your work done, what doesn't matter when you're there, right? So shall we get started? My goodness, what on earth happened to you? You're looking at the scratches all over my hands. Oh, I fell and tried to save myself by grabbing onto a bush. Not a serious drinker, are you, Tina? Nope, not an alcoholic, I swear. This is coffee, I promise. Oh no, sir, I'm a bit of a lightweight to tell you the truth. Just teasing. We ought to get those hands sorted out, though. They look pretty nasty to me. He goes to the tall metal cabinet in the corner and takes out a bottle and some cotton wool. He begins cleaning and tending to my hands while he talks. For today, I'd like you to help me with a few tasks around the lab to get the hang of things. But from tomorrow, I'll let you make your own choices about how best to carve up your time. Of course, you are primarily here to carry out your job as my research assistant. However, try to make the most of your time on the island. Once your work is completed, we'll be saying goodbye. This really is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so don't waste it all in the lab. That's fair. You're on, like, the coolest island ever, so yeah, take advantage. Like, if you got the opportunity to do, like, an internship at, like, a prime vacation spot, heck yes! When you're not working, take advantage. Naturally, I need your help around here, but I'd also like you to get your hands dirty with some field work. It's important when you're going into the research side of science. You gotta really get out there. Make sure you spend time exploring the island. It's a beautiful place and there's a lot to see. Take the time to get to know the cats. A full understanding of their behavior is crucial to our research. True. Also, why are there cats in cages? If they don't go anywhere, why do you need them? I'm not sure I like that. There's plenty to see and do. However, you must be careful not to overwork. Take regular rest and relaxation. We don't want you to burn yourself out now, do we? Hey, Tom-Tomin, thank you so much for stopping in. It's good to see you. Things are great. This game is hilarious and slightly terrifying. And it's got the weirdest cast of cats, but it's cool. I'm enjoying it. How are you doing today? I'll try to get the balance right. I keep trying to do voices, and I'm really bad at it. I'm sorry. I wish I could. I gotta work on that. Maybe we should play more visual novels so I can practice my voices. Oh no, at home sick. Oh, that is no good. No good at all. I don't like being sick. I hope it's not too sick and that you feel better soon. That's the spirit. So there you are. He's done a first-class job on my wounds, and they aren't bothering me nearly as much. Well, good. Cat scratches can be really stingy. I spend the rest of the day with the professor, getting to know how the various pieces of equipment in the lab work, finding out where everything is, and learning some of the basic duties I will be performing routinely. Okay, random pause, but this is super annoying. You guys can't see it, but for whatever reason, even though the game is full screen, it doesn't hide my taskbar at the bottom. And I've got this weird glitch going on with Windows where if I mouse over something, you know, you get the little pop-up window that shows you what that window looks like. Well, for whatever reason, it won't go away. Even when I click on another program, it just stays there until I click on that program. And it's really annoying. It keeps coming up on by accident because I'm moving my mouse around. It's like, why is my board there? This is a full stream game. And thank you so much for entering, Tom-Tomin. I was gonna do a giveaway for a game called Love, but it turns out that not only is it nothing about love, but it's also like super retro, like platforming, like super like 5-pixel man retro. So it didn't seem like something that would be super appealing, so I decided to do something else. Planning to win. That's a good attitude. I like it. You gotta be positive. Let's make sure. Oh yeah, I already read this one, I think I already did. By the end of the day, I am exhausted. I make my way to my tent. I'm about to flop down on my bed when I see a package poking out from underneath it. It's the reports that Kibbles promised to deliver. The cats were right. The previous person barely made a start on producing an antidote. I'm gutted and worried. What if I can't do any better? Will I just turn into a cat? I feel like we need Cat for this. She knows so much. She could figure this out. You've received more hearts in your heart wall. Yes, I forgot to post an update after my last stream, or like the photo after my last stream, but you can't even see that it's a heart anymore. There's so many. I'm trying to keep it in a heart shape, but it's not working. Thank you, Adrian Jr. Thank you for stopping in, and happy Valentine's Day to you too. And if any of you guys don't have a Valentine, for whatever reason, guess what? I'm your Valentine. I love you all so very much. I almost said Happy Thanksgiving. Hey, you know what? I give thanks every day. I give thanks for being alive, even if it's really shitty. Being alive is better than not. And I plan for it to land on me and to reroll the giveaway. Reroll! Well, to be fair, up until this one, I've had to put myself in to make sure that the giveaway was working because I didn't know how to make the the little confirmation thing come up. So, and every time I did it, I was like, if it rolls me, I will just pull another winner because I don't want my own game code. Otherwise, why would I be giving it away? I'm getting and worried. What if I can't do better? Will I just turn into a cat? Again, in the context of this, turning into a cat is probably a bad thing. But in reality, the ability to turn into a cat, even if you can't turn back, it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? Hey, Toasty! Thank you so much for stopping in! We are playing the most fantastic, funny, weird dating sim. And I love it. I'm scared, but I love it. Decided that's not an option and resolved to get going on my own research into it tomorrow. Good. My instincts tell me that the cats will be a good starting point. I have a feeling they know a lot more than they're prepared to tell me. Probably true. Yes! I have a whole bunch of stickers. All of the outside is stickers, and the inside is the hearts. I will remember to post an update after this stream, though, or a photo, so you guys can see it. The first morning of waking up on the island, I'm so excited to discover what the day will bring. Should I jump straight into lab research, or maybe would it be wise to start investigating a way to help these cats and find a cure for myself? Oh, yeah, no, that would definitely. Oh, Fan Hunter, I totally missed you stopping by. Thank you so much for following and for entering my giveaway. Thank you so much. I apologize. I try to keep up, but. Oh my gosh! And Hokius, thank you so much for the bits. Oh, I apologize. I got behind. Thank you so much. Mwah. I just got an idea for an emote or picture you can make. Ooh, do tell. I like ideas. Perhaps a good starting point would be to get to know the cats a little better on a one-to-one basis. Yeah. It's good to get to know your research subjects. Especially when you can talk to them. You know, that's kind of a big deal. What should I do today? Okay, I don't need to rest. Ooh, okay. Huh. Don't forget about it. Yes. I think I thanked him before, but I will thank him again. Thank you. Oh my goodness. I try to keep up. I really do, but sometimes the brain fog kind of rattles me a little bit, and I miss things. So, but if I ever miss you doing anything in my chat, I promise it was not on purpose. And I love you very, very much, and I appreciate everything that you guys do. As a streamer, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. So, you guys make my heart explode. Chest burster. Alright, so we should definitely start research. That's definitely important. Research 5 or research. Ooh. Okay. Trying to round up some rowdy kitties. Okay, we'll do that. But yes, please tell me about your emote idea. It's a sunny afternoon. Most of the cats are lazing on the beach. Perfect. Like shooting fish in a barrel. Why are we shooting fish, and why would you shoot them in a barrel? It's awful. Don't do that. Don't do that. I double-checked my supply list. Crate, treats, sedative, snare, catnip, antiseptic cream for myself. I've got everything. I have a sick feeling in my tummy, but I ignore it as best I can. I want to make a Sylveon holding Darkness Heart. Ooh. Make that Leafeon sipping team. Ooh. Those are both good ideas. I have a couple of ideas for emotes I want to make for my Discord until I can have more on Twitter, or Twitch. Excuse me, but I actually gotta like sit down and do it. I might do that as one of my art streams, is working on those. But yeah, I always have like a million ideas, and like there's not nearly enough emote spaces. Even for partners, there's never enough emote spaces. Coffee done. This is going to be a challenge, but I'm pleased the professor is trusting me with the more physical tasks. I walk out onto the beach, feeling like the child catcher. Child? Why are we catching children now? This game just keeps getting weirder and weirder. I keep reminding myself that I'm doing this for the greater good. The greater good. Even if it makes me unpopular with the cats. I set up the crate in an unsuspecting location and keep the snare hidden behind my back. I First I stroll around, trying to look as casual as possible, while whistling a tune as I walk. I get close to one of the smaller cats. I start to stroke her. I want this to be as painless as possible. The cat responds well to me. She even starts to purr gently. Are you going to come with me? The cat looks at me with big, wide, loving eyes. Come on, then. Pick up the cat, carrying her to the crate, and place her gently inside. I lock it shut, even though the cat makes no attempt to escape. Well, that went better than expected. This may be a good day after all. Yeah. You know what? When your day starts off with a nice and easy task like that, and it goes well, it's a great way to get off on the right foot. Emboldened by my success, I approach one of the slightly larger cats. Hey, matey, shall we get in the basket? I give him a little stroke. He doesn't respond badly, although he doesn't seem particularly interested either. Ah, yes, the cat method of, I'm not interested in what you're doing, but you better not stop, but I'm not paying attention. I want that leafy emote for when I reach affiliate status and here she was sipping tea because I serve tea in streams. Yes, that is a fantastic choice. You want your emotes to be on point. On that token, I really need to fix mine. I tried the couple different tricks on how to get them to show up properly on both the light and the dark backgrounds, and it didn't work right, so I do need to fix them. It's something I need to get at one of these days, but I promise I'll fix them soon. Okay, I'm back. Oh, good. Oh, I'm glad you figured it out. I hate when I have tech difficulties like that. Tea! Yes, I love tea. I have a huge cupboard full of tea. More than I could probably ever finish, but that's okay. Put my hands on either side of his body, ready to pick him up. He doesn't look happy about it, and growls a warning at me. Hey, mister, it's going to be okay. We're just going on a little trip, alright? As soon as I start to lift, all hell breaks loose. Yowling and hissing, he scratches my arms to ribbons. Rah! Try to get him into the basket, but he stretches out and I can't fit him in. Ow! Oh! Ow! Oh no! I know when I'm defeated and I have to let him go. I look down at my ravaged arms. Note to self, wear long sleeves when on caging duty. Probably a good call. Maybe shark sleeves. You know, like the metal ones? I love the little icons. Okay, so we did some research. Alright, let's do some recon. I don't know what this means, but... Ooh, recon 10. Strange message in the middle of the night. Didn't anyone on the silent sleep? Okay. Figure start with the ones that are shown and then work from there. I hear my catalog beeping. I presume it's the professor. I tumble out of bed, half asleep, and fumble around looking for the device. I look at my screen. I look at the screen, my eyes struggling to focus. The message isn't from the professor at all. There's no contact information. Come outside. Who is this? Come outside. That's ominous. I was saying I couldn't respond to my questions. Should I do as the message tells me? Yeah. Could be dangerous. We could die, but... My curiosity is roused. I have a feeling there's something important to learn from the stranger, so I throw on my clothes and crawl out of my tent. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Anyone out here? My catalog beeps again. Walk to the edge of the forest. I'm not going any further until you tell me who you are. Walk to the edge of the forest. This is really ominous. Like, really ominous for a dating sim. Like, this is definitely on like that Doki Doki level. Walk to the edge of the forest. Walk to the edge of the forest. Walk to the edge of the forest! Stop it! But now I realize I have walked to the edge of the forest. Whoa. Yeah, it is creepy. It's super creepy. At the edge of the forest, I see something on the ground. As I get closer, it becomes clear that it's a small posy of flowers. I gingerly pick them up and notice that several of the flower heads are missing. My catalog beeps again. Follow the petals. And that's when I see a trail of little orange petals, the same color as the bouquet I'm holding. Ooh. Well, I've come this far. No turning back now. I begin to walk. I'm nervous, so I call out. Man, this could easily be turned into a slasher flick. Hello? No answer. Louder this time. Hello? Hello? Hello, who is that? Who goes there? Major? Is that you, Fluffy Butt? The cat names are fantastic. Jesus Christ. Oh. I really wish you wouldn't call me that, human. What on earth do you think you're playing at? Cavorting around the forest in the dead of night, causing a ruckus. A ruckus! A ruckus! Maybe we're rabbling. Rabble, rabble, rabble. Oh, Major, you don't know how pleased I am to see you. I need your help. And this can't wait until the civilized hour? I'm afraid it can't. I'm not the one investigating this. I've been getting messages from an anonymous source asking me to follow them into the forest. Look, they left this trail. Ah, Calendula maritima. Blech. Marigolds. Herb of the sun. They're said to represent creativity, though some believe them to be symbols of cruelty and grief. Ooh, that's no good. Your knowledge is always so impressive, but I have to say on this occasion, it's not very comforting. Floofy Butt goes striding off with purpose. Come along then, Tina. Are we going to follow this trail or not? I shuffle awkwardly behind him. Before the sun comes up, eh? We continue for a short while and notice that the petals are getting more sparse. It's becoming more difficult to see them until eventually they seem to run out and we find ourselves at a small clearing. Well, it appears somebody has been playing a joke on you, Tina. I sadly agree. This has been nothing but a wild goose chase. Seems so, Major. I'm sorry for dragging you into this. Let's get back to our beds before we waste any more precious snooze time on this fool. I turn to Floofy Butt and notice that his back is arched and his fur is puffed up, making him look even more floofy than usual. Floof! Floof intensifies. Something wrong, Major? You tell me, human. Does that pile of rocks look suspicious to you? Amongst myriad rock piles, I notice a small, contrived-looking cairn. Floofy Butt's right. It looks far from natural. Dun dun dun! That looks to me like it's asking to be inspected, Major. Well, get to it, Tina. You're the one with the thumbs. Fine, I'll use my opposable thumb. Shall I get the Eevee Ploof image? Always Eevee Ploof. Ploof! I begin to dismantle the small mound, rock by rock. It's not until the foundation stone is removed that we find a manila envelope. Major, look! It's a letter! Looks rather large for a letter, my dear. I think you ought to open it. Here? Or back at the base? Having got you this far, I think it's only fair that I have equal share of the spoils. Yes, definitely on Discord. And yes, if you like cute animals and Pokemon, my Discord is where you want to be. There's tons of cute animals and tons of Pokemon. I'm not sure what spoils he thinks he's gonna get from a letter. Spoils? Yes, perhaps we should look right now, Major. As I'm speaking, I've torn the envelope. Well, out with it. It looks like drawings? What sort of drawings? I'm not sure, but they look quite old. Antique, even. Are they gonna show us what it looks like? But do they have value, human? Probably to someone. They appear to be sketches of people here on the island, but I don't recognize anyone. Why would someone lead me to these? How do you know you were meant to find them? Because we followed a trail and it led us here. Okay. Yeah, that is sound reasoning. Actually, the trail ended a while back. This could be mere coincidence. I hardly see the intrigue in a few old scribbles. They show no artistic flair at all. Snooty. Even so, I'm gonna hang on to these to see if they prove relevant to whatever mystery is unfolding here on the island. Floofy Butt rolls his eyes. You really ought to focus more on the clues that matter instead of running around in the middle of the night on wild goose chases. Let's head back before anyone discovers you're missing. Does it really count as missing though if you're on a small island and, you know, you just went for a walk? I don't think that counts as missing. I roll the drawings up and tuck them into my waistband. I will study them when I have more time. I think Floofy Butt is probably right, but I don't want to miss a trick. Roll it and then stick it in your waistband. That's such a terrible way to do it. How would you stick rolls in your waistband? This game just keeps bringing up more and more questions that I have no answers to. Get some rest now, Tina. Finally, a sensible suggestion. I head after Floofy Butt, struggling to keep up. I really need some sleep. Yeah, let's do some romance. Oh. Okay, so I can't do those three. McMurphy or Snooty Booty. Ooh. Talk to McMurphy. See where this goes. Kara, wake up. Huh? Mummy? Is that you? Shh. Quiet, Kara. Come with me. I have something to show you. But you have to be quiet. McMurphy? No problem, Evie. Yes, it's me. But it's the middle of the night. Why does everything happen in the middle of the night? Talking cats. I mean, if you did it during the day, then people would get suspicious. Ah, Kara, you're not scared, are you? Why would I be scared? Creeping around in a forest in the middle of the night? Don't worry, Kara. I'll be there to protect you. McMurphy, you know very well there's a force field around this island stopping anything from the outside getting in. It makes this a pretty safe place. Indeed, so the only things you have to worry about are the things that are already here. Dun dun dun. He leers at me with a mock snarl. Seriously, Murph, if you're the worst threat here, then this is the safest place on Earth. So come on, Kara, what are you waiting for? Wah wah. I follow the scraggy cat into the forest. The ground is wet and muddy, and I lose my footing a couple of times, but McMurphy is too determined to notice. Suddenly, he stomps dead in his tracks. Here we are. Where is here, McMurphy? He ignores my question and starts digging into some mud and leaves on the ground. Almost got it. Use a hand, Kara, if you don't mind. Get these leaves out of the way. That's it. Here we are. Okay. We keep digging until there's a fairly deep hole in the ground. My arms and night clothes are covered in mud and leaves, and McMurphy looks like a bog monster in the darkness. Digging in the mud in the middle of the night. Ta-da! Ta-da? Can't you see it, Kara? I'm not sure what I'm looking at. I always forget how useless human eyes are in the dark. Just reach into the hole and take out whatever you find. That could be the start of a porn film or a horror movie. Could go either way. I reluctantly reach into the burrow and feel something hard and cold against my hand. I wrap my fingers around it and pull it out. I know the shape, but my eyes can hardly process it. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is... I don't know if this was intentionally dirty or just accidental, but yeah. It's a bottle? That's right, Kara. This is my secret stash. No one knows about it. Not a soul. But I thought I'd share it with you. That we could have a kind of welcome to the island party for two. Secret stash? Is this booze? McMurphy lets a wild laugh. That it is, Kara. You drink alcohol, but you're a cat. It can't be good for your body. Ah, it's not good for anybody's, but it does wonder for the soul, to be sure. It's not wrong. Not wrong. Sometimes you just need a good drink. Well, I suppose you're right there, McMurphy. I guess one little nip couldn't hurt. That's the spirit. I try in vain to get some of the mud off me before giving up and sitting down against a tree. A sodden McMurphy curls up in my lap. Takes a while to uncork the bottle. I almost said unlock. McMurphy keeps telling me to smash it open and that the shards of glass will only add to the flavor, but eventually I succeed my way. Yeah, I think the mud would add to the flavor. The glass would make it an interesting experience going down. Probably painful. Also probably painful coming out again. Maybe it's Fireball? I pour a little out from McMurphy into a leaf, and I self-consciously swig from the bottle, feeling a touch uncivilized. Screw that! Drink straight from the bottle. Don't make yourself dishes. McMurphy, what in heaven's name is this? Ah, now, don't worry about that, Kara. It's not about the taste, it's about the company. Also true, also true. The right company can make anything bad turn good, so... You know, I'm down with this. I hardly think I'm the type of person you usually hang around with. Well, I usually hang around with cats, and they're not exactly what you'd call my type. I respond by widening my eyes as I take another swig from the bottle. Somehow, it tastes less terrible the second time around. It usually does. Even the worst alcohol usually tastes better after a few drinks. Talking so much gives me dry mouth. I find humans much more interesting. They usually have a lot to say, present company accepted. McMurphy winks at me with his huge green eyes, and I blush, trying desperately not to show how boring I feel in compared to him. Oh, that's weird, but also adorable. Suspend your disbelief, folks. We'll just go with this isn't bestiality. Don't take it harsh, I'm only joking, Kara. McMurphy, I've been meaning to ask you something for a while now. I've known him for like a day. Anything, Kara, ask away. I'd love for us to get to know each other better. This Kara thing. You know my name is... The rest of my sentence is drowned out by McMurphy's howls of laughter. Ah, you make me laugh, Kara. You really do. I know exactly what your name is, Tina. Kara is just it's like a pet name, you know? Kara means friend, buddy, amigo. It's something my mommy used to call people, and I guess it just stuck. It's one of the few things I remember about her, actually. That and her beautiful smile. Ah, he loves his mama. Hey, flash me your pearly whites. I smile at McMurphy awkwardly. He bursts into a fit of laughter again. Ah, that's a lovely smile to be sure, but you need to grow into it yet. Grow into your smile. Could I have a top up over here? Yeah. McMurphy's looking a little tipsy. Floofy V's in games when you... Ooh, okay, awesome. Thank you so much. I'll definitely check it out when I can. And no problem. I don't know if I feel comfortable giving you more alcohol, McMurphy. I think you've had more than enough. In fact, I don't even want to give you any in the first place. Did you not know that cats have 9 lives? And you want to waste them all, and you want to waste them all on booze? That is a good question. And why not? Besides, the night is still young, and we've only just begun our conversation. Come on, Kara. We've got a lot of chin wagging to do yet. Are you going to pour or not? This is an intervention. McMurphy, you have a problem. And I'm really worried about you. Ah, cheers. Excuse me. Cheers. Part of me thinks I ought to be a responsible human here and cut off your alcohol supply, but I believe in a true democracy. Would you care to expand on that? And perhaps pour the drinks as you do? The true democratic principle that none shall have power over the people. Cats, whatever. You know, whatever. How inspirational. I'll toast to that. Oh, I keep forgetting I'm off-center today. I put my arm up and you can't see it. Alright, McMurphy. But on your head be it. For with the rejection of authority comes a responsibility for bearing the consequences of your actions. For some reason that sentence sounded weird to me. I pour some more of the suspect liquor into McMurphy's soggy leaf. Slant! I have no idea how to pronounce it. I know it's Irish? Is that Irish? Something. I can't remember if that's the right language or not. Gaelic, maybe? I can't pronounce it. I know what it's supposed to be. Moira says it in Overwatch, but I just don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know how things work in cat protocol, but in human terms, you are a very mature... No, wait. Bigger enough. Adult? Oh, fiddlesticks. You're over a certain age, and as such, can take responsibility for your own choices. True. I like it. Spoken like a true libertine. Well, I wouldn't go that far. But I can shake my tail when I feel the vibe. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Shake your tail feathers. Woo! I can't believe I just said that. This stuff is stronger than it looks. Probably. It was in a hole in the ground. Who knows how long it was fermenting for. My proverbial hat is off to you. I feel disproportionately pleased that Murph has paid me a compliment. Oh. Say, Kara, have you ever been in love? McMurphy, that second leaf has gone straight to your head. I'm shocked. Shocked but curious. The cat smiles slyly. I'm going to take that as a yes. Are you still with them? Well, I was never technically with them to begin with. Ouch! Well, it's definitely their loss. Yeah, that's painful. My heart hurts for her. Oh, I don't think so, McMurphy. We never actually met. Ah, you're not saying one of those internet stalker types, are you? Them catfish that Kibbles tells tales of? No, McMurphy, gosh. It was Bowie, okay? I was in love with David Bowie, you know? Not a bad choice, not a bad choice. McMurphy frowns and shakes his furry head. Oh my god! Oh my god! She is lit! See these eyes so green, I can stare for 1,000 years, you know? Ah, that's a charming song, but I'm afraid I have no idea what's going on anymore. Oh, come on, McMurphy. Everyone knows who David Bowie is. Red hair, lots of makeup, one blue eye, one brown eye. Well, I did know one sweet soul with a blue eye and a brown eye, but I can assure you they wouldn't be caught dead in makeup. McMurphy snorts. Well, what about you, McMurphy? Who's the love of your life? Oh. I don't have one, Kara. I never have, never will. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a free agent. I'm a big old yeti out in the mountains, all hairy and smelly and alone. For some reason, I find that very hard to believe, Mr. McMurphy. Oh, she is drunk. So drunk. Fine, you're right. I'm a fool. A lovesick fool. I've had my heart broken more than once, Kara, and each time hurt more than the last, I tell you. The thing is tough, Kara. I can't remember a thing about any of them. Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. Any of what? Don't know. What were we talking about? Oh, they drunk. David Bowie? Ah, that's right. So tell me how the two of you met. McMurphy, I think I'm drunk. What the hell have we been drinking? Oh, leave me alone. I haven't touched a drop. Oh, I'm gonna vom. Blah. Wake up in the forest with a half-empty bottle in my hand and McMurphy's nowhere to be seen. How the hell did I get here? I can't remember a thing. I look at my catalog. Whoa, is that really the time? Crikey, I need to get to work. Oh my gosh, this is fantastic. Okay. Do one more research. And then we'll go to sleep. Only one heart remaining if choose. Oh, could have an choose one. Okay, fine. We'll rest. You had a lovely nap and wake up feeling revitalized. Your energy has been restored. Magic. Well, that's good. I love that little cat on vacation. Alright, more research. Which is 12 or 16? Well, 16 was the one that was here before, so let's do that. Today, I'm off on a field trip of sorts with the professor. I can't wait to see what he's planned to show me. Ooh. My cat's yowling. Artemis! Professor Popper told me to be ready early and dressed for hiking as we're doing field work this morning. I'm not sure that I have anything that would pass for hiking gear, to be honest. Some sturdy shoes would be good. Oh well, a lab coat and trainers it is then, as usual. I don't know, you'd think if you're coming to a place to do this kind of research that you would expect to be going outside? I don't know, I'm not a scientist, so I'm not really sure what the usual protocol would be. A message from the professor lights up my catalog. Set to go, I'm waiting outside my tent. Ah, Tina, are you ready for our fieldwork today? Yes, of course, Professor. Yes, of course. Professor, may I ask where we are going? Somewhere I think you'll find very interesting. The professor hands me a backpack. Here, take this bag. It's very full, but surprisingly light. I have to look around minutes. It's making you sick. That's okay, Tum Tum, and I hope you feel better. I really hope you feel better soon. Side effects from meds can be brutal. Hopper is set off at a brisk pace, calling back to me over his shoulder. This way! I really need to work on my voices. This way! I run to catch up. Some of the sentence structure in this is a little bit weird. I'm not sure. I wonder if it was written by maybe a non-native English speaker. After some serious walking, me struggling to keep up, the professor stops abruptly and listens. Do you hear that? There's a distant sound of bubbling water. We're almost there. Secretly, I'm relieved, as I don't think I could go much further. Just a little climbing. Climbing? I had my dismay. Where does he get his energy from? It's just at the top there. It's not as difficult a climb as it looks. We're in front of an almost vertical rock face. Just copy me. He clambers up expertly. I manage to find a spot that will support my foot and start the climb. I make little progress before slipping and falling flat on my bum. Oh no! I try again. This time, I take it slow. Again, I fall. What happened to the benefits of catification the others keep going on about? Yeah, he was saying that she's just gonna like get more agile and stuff. So, like, where is that? The professor notices I'm having trouble and holds a hand out for me. I manage to climb up just enough to take hold of him, and he lifts me the rest of the way. His strength is impressive. Curious, even. There's something about this. There's something about this. Not a fan of climbing, eh? Can't say I've done much of it, Professor. Come along, then. I can get you there. He pretty much pulls me all the way to the top, and then leads me to the entrance of a small cave. The sound of running water is very loud now. I instantly see why. A natural spring has cut its way through the rock and created a beautiful cascade of sparkling clear water. It looks delicious. I don't know, is water delicious? That seems like a strange word for water. I kneel down without thinking and begin to drink it. It tastes amazing. As I come up for breath, I see the professor looking at me with suspicion. You should know better. It is never wise under any circumstances to ingest something that is unproven, but here on this island it would be prudent to exercise more caution than usual. I feel embarrassed at my lack of consideration. Yes, of course, sir. I wasn't thinking. I felt so thirsty, and it looks so good. I do understand. Many have made the same error. Fortunately for you, this is tried and tested for safe consumption. It's good, don't you think? Isn't water supposed to be, like, tasteless? My body feels suddenly re-energized. I feel like I could climb any wall. It's incredible. I feel fantastic. What's in it? We don't know. That's why we're here. We need more samples. We've been studying the water for months now. We still know very little about it. Check your bag. I open my bag. It's full to the brim with empty plastic bottles. We'll need to fill all of these with water. We're going to need as much as we can carry. I do as he says. By the time all the bottles are full and back in my bag, it weighs a ton. I feel like I can lift anything. The effect of the water is powerful. Damn, I want some of that. I want some of that. The professor has also packed his own rucksack with bottles. That should do us for now. Let's get these back. As we make our way down the rock face and back to camp, I have no problem keeping up with the professor. I feel like I've run all the way. Yeah, no, whatever is in that water, I want some. Seriously, use the endurance. However, as we get closer to home, I start to feel the effects wear off. My bag becomes unbearably heavy. The final limp into camp is torture. I need to rest. Okay, so there's one more block of research, some more recon. No, I have more to do. Oh, no, oh, okay. Oh, okay, that's how it works, okay. Alright, we'll do recon. security guard I met when I arrived might be a good lead. Time for a bit of interrogation mark. Okay. Yeah, go with that. Go with that. I've been staring at the oh my goodness. I've been staring at the back of his head for a long time now. Too long. I'm starting to feel creepy. I just don't understand it. All he does is sit in that chair by the dock, eating egg sandwiches and doing crossword puzzles. How does a man like that become the security guard for a place like this? As far as I can tell, his job consists of greeting the boat to make sure nothing unauthorized gets on or off of it, picking up supply deliveries, and occasionally taking a long, lazy lap of the island to make sure everything's secure? I wonder what he knows about the research that goes on here. If anything, he doesn't seem to be interested regardless. I decide it's time to get to know this island bouncer and go to join him at the dock. I sit next to Zane. Hey Nappa! Thank you so much for the lurk, I appreciate it. Me on the sand, him in that chair. That chair. He's not wearing his big coat, and the short sleeve shirt allows me to notice for the first time how surprisingly muscular he is. I never truly thought of him as security in the bodyguard sense, but now, squinting at him sideways, trying not to stare too obviously, I begin to see him in a new light. I pluck up the courage to talk. Hey Zane, how are you? Are you trying to start a conversation? He says this without looking up from his crossword puzzle. I suppose I am, yes. I don't get to chat to humans much in my job. Research Assistant 125. He rolls the words out like he's reading them. Oh yes, I guess that's me. What does the number stand for anyhow? You don't know? He asks monotonously, eyes still glued to his crossword puzzle. No, actually, to be honest, Zane, I don't know much at all. There's a definite lack of intel sharing on this project. Which project would that be? This one? The whole research project that's going on? Is there more than one? Depends on who you ask. Hey, Dreamless, thank you so much for the lurk. I appreciate it. I was just asking you, really. I don't understand your job. I don't need to. I don't care about things that I don't need to. Okay, that's not a bad thing. What do you care about? Zane looks at me for the first time. You really want to talk, don't you? Well, there's not much else to do here. Besides, I'm interested in it at all. Or, I'm interested in it all, aren't you? My interests consist of what's for dinner and when my next puzzle book's coming. When's it coming? You get it delivered? It comes with the mail. He's back to not looking at me again. Mail? You mean the parcels? And the letters, yeah. The letters? Who would go to the trouble of sending mail all the way out for some reason? I laugh, but Zane looks very serious. It's safe for sending mail the old-fashioned way. With email, there's viruses, hackers, worms, cyber-terrorists. I get the feeling he's not very tech-savvy. Yeah, but anyone can open and read a letter, right? Not if I'm around. Besides, who would suspect that something important would be in a fragrant pink envelope? That's not wrong. There's an awkward silence. Of course, being my usual socially inept self, I'm desperate to fill it. Need any help with that crossword? I'm pretty good. I can even do the cryptic puzzle in the Daily Inquirer. The line usually gives me a little kudos, but Zane simply ignores me. I decided to just come out and say what's on my mind. I mean, I can't make things more awkward than they already are. Zane, have you ever noticed anything strange going on here? Cats behaving weirdly? Zane suddenly looks up, his eyes looking straight on mine, unwavering and hard. No, have you? Well, not exactly, but he's looking at me properly for the first time we met. I've definitely captured his attention. Excuse me. But I'm too nervous to follow through. I'm just being silly. The lack of human company can get to me. It gives me daft ideas. Such as... He's still staring at me, as though he's trying to read my mind. Sometimes when I'm out tagging, I feel they're playing games on me. Like children, hide and seek, that kind of thing. Some of those cats may be cleverer than any of us give them credit for. True, most of them are. Now it's my turn to be intrigued. In what way? They know when to stay out of the sun. You're going pink. The The moment, if there ever was one, or if there was one, is over. I decide maybe Zane isn't the best person to talk about my concerns. Feeling unwanted and slightly dejected, I decide to head back to camp. I stand up and brush the sand off me. What's a 5-letter word for solitude? Alone. Zane silently scribbles in his book as I leave. It's not very nice. Okay. Let's do another romance block. Oh no, Snooty Booty is heartbroken. Meow. Meow. Meow meow. Oh. Oh. I'm sweltering in the mess tent. Typical for me to get cook duty on the hottest day so far. I step out for a moment to try and catch some air. Oh my god, I just realized in the song. There's meows in the music. That's adorable. Psst. I'm not sure if I really heard something or if the dehydration is getting to me. I take a swig from my water bottle. Hey, aren't you gonna share, Kara? Oh, McMurphy, was that you psting? What are you suggesting, Kara? I only use the designated litter areas. Murph, you are incorrigible. You know exactly what I meant. Come on, Kara. Never mind all that. We have work to do. I am working. I'm supposed to be cooking for this evening. I mean, work of the adventuring variety. Oh, of course you do. Going on an adventure. I like adventures. Ah, come on. Don't be such a bore. Sorry, McMurphy, but I can't. I'm very busy here. It's going to take hours to defrost and braise this meat from the mainland. Well, if you come with me, you may end up providing a much tastier dish in half the time. What do you say, Kara? You up for the Craig? I don't know what that means, but... What are you saying? You mean I should just bunk off? That's the spirit. Strip off your apron. Let's go hit the trail. But I just can't just... What if someone comes looking for me? Leave him a note. Gone fishing. Maybe it's the heat, but I'm overcome with a moment of madness. Well, okay then. You wild Irish rover, I'm all yours. Ah! There's a thought. I don't know what kind of face that is, but, it's interesting to say the least. Before I can answer, he slunk into the thickening of the forest behind the clay cooking pits. I whip off my apron and follow behind. Alright, just go this way. Whip off. There we go. Wait, Murph. It's too hot to run. Then we really ought to cool ourselves off, eh? He led me up to the cliffs and without warning takes a running jump off the edge. I see him flying through the air and watch mesmerized as he cuts through the water. Ah! Oh no, Murphy, are you okay? Don't panic, I'm coming. I kick off my flip-flops and shorts and follow him into the... She kicks off her shorts? That's weird. Follow him into the water. I'm surprised at how shallow it is. And then I'm easily able to stand. Wait, he jumped off a cliff. How did she get into the water that's shallow enough to stand in without hurting herself? More questions that this game is not answering. Murph, where are you? I frantically search about, fearing for his safety, and suddenly feel something brush against my legs, making me scream out loud. Oh! What's that? I look down into the clear water and see McMurphy speeding along the seabed like a shark, fast and sleek, suddenly breaking up through the surface with something in his mouth. Murphy, you can swim? What on earth is that thing? Oh my, it's a fish! I can see he's smiling even with the sprat in the way. You could fish? He's a cat. Spits the fish back into the water. There truly is no end to my talents, Kara. You can say that again, but I have so many questions. I don't even know where to start. Catch your breath, Kara. I know I'm exhilarating company, but you need to exercise a little bit of restraint, or you'll be swooning on me next. Relax. The salt water is very buoyant. I copy McMurphy, and we both lie with our backs on the surface. It's very calming and tranquil, and I'm finally able to collect my thoughts. I realize I've not had this much clarity in a long time. This is so cool. I know, Trixie took me here first. Calls it the Ponder Pond. Oh, can you all swim then? I thought cats. Before I can even finish my sentence, Murphy cuts in. It's a common misconception that cats can't swim. As you can see, it's another thing we excel at. So humble, too. As Nana McMurphy used to say, if you've got a trumpet, blow it. Heh, blow. What about the fish? Where did they come from? There are no birds or fish on this island. It's one of the first things they tell you in orientation. That's just because they don't know. Don't know what? Ah, it's better if I just show you. Come on, Kara, follow me. We swim for a while, with McMurphy leading the way with purpose, and then he stops. Well, notice anything interesting? Well, the water is much cooler and deeper here. Anything else? Feel anything? I stand perfectly still for a moment, begin to feel a strange sensation around my legs. Like a worm trickling under the water. Don't pee in the water! What are you doing? That's rude. McMurphy, are you peeing? Don't be so crude, Kara. It's a current. Look over there. I refocus my eyes until they see what I thought was a rock shadow. It's moving. It comes closer into focus and I realize it's a shoal of small fish starting in and out of one particular spot. What is that? I don't understand what I'm looking at. Isn't it enough to just see, Kara? To experience? Do you always have to understand everything? She is a scientist. I mean, that's kind of the point. Well, yes, that's my job. It's who I am, McMurphy. I am a scientist. It's in my DNA to seek to understand. See? It's what scientists do. Come on, then. Scientists. Let's take a closer look. We move closer to the area where the fish are gathered. Put my hand down and realize I can touch them and even pick them up. But something is stopping them from swimming further inland. McMurphy, we need to get going. I'm gonna be in big trouble if I'm away for any longer. Thank you for showing me this. I'm definitely gonna come back here to try to understand it. I wouldn't waste your time, Kara. It wouldn't be a waste. I'm committed to finding out all He cuts across me as I'm speaking. I meant coming back to this particular spot. The fishes won't be here. Oh, I see. It's only at certain times? And different locations. It changes all the time. There's no pattern to it either. So you'd just be sticking pins in maps, Kara. I brought you here because I saw them this morning. Chances are they'll be gone by this afternoon. The disappointment must be apparent on my face because McMurphy switches lanes super fast to distract me. Okay, Kara, it's time to strip off. What are we doing? Huh? That t-shirt would make a lovely net. Let's go fishing. Thank you so much for the lurk, Savona. I appreciate it. Oh, I see. Yes, let's go fishing. I whip off my top, and use it as a net to scoop as many fish up as possible. It's quite effective. Great idea, Murph. Now you can rustle up a tasty fish supper in no time at all, and you get to enjoy my company for an extra hour. Win-win! Okay, so now I have a little challenge for you. That, Kara, is music to my ears. There's little I like more than a gauntlet thrown. Throw! Well, it's hardly a gauntlet, or a brain teaser. How am I going to explain to the rest of my team this bountiful ocean offering? Why tell them anything at all? Because they're going to notice that we're eating something that wasn't on the delivery list, or the menu wrote up, and tastes way too fresh for something recently defrosted. You worry far too much about things that really don't matter, Kara. Well, he does have a point. No, he's right. I could do with loosening up a little. But this is a pretty big dilemma, really. Maybe I ought to tell Professor Popper about this. What's the harm? Macus stops splashing around and looks me squarely in the eyes. There would be harm, Kara. Trust me on that. Obviously, I don't mean I'd tell him about you, or anything that would endanger any of us, just that I noticed a shoal of fishes and I took some. End of. You really think you could mention a phenomenon like this and that would be the end of it? That he wouldn't start putting all manner of investigations and disruptions in place? You were touchingly naive, my friend. He does make a good point. She has a good point, but he also has a good point. This could really go either way. I feel myself blush. I am being a bit naive, but I don't like the thought of lying. So what do you suggest then? If you know so much about everything, give me a possible story, or plausible story, and I'll follow through. McMurphy lets out a wild howl and splashes water at me. Now that's what I like to hear, you impetus daredevil, you. I splash him back and a furious water fight ensues. Ah, splash, 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 splash. We're making such a ruckus, I'm amazed no one comes to check what's going on. After a good 10 minutes of laughter and play, we run out of steam and float in the buoyant, warm water. The ocean is lovely. Let's hear it then, Oz. What's my cover story? It's a very simple case of brazen bluffing. Okay. Make a simple but delicious meal, and if anyone should ask where the fish came from, shrug your shoulders and ask the same question. It's all in the poker face. You remain completely impassive and ask the same question. That's good advice. Yeah, I wondered that too. Where did the fish come from? They're delicious. Really? Trust me, Kara, as a cat who is forever risking one of his nine, the simpler you keep it, the more they buy it. If they ask you where you got them from, you tell them the fridge. Simple. That is good advice. That is very good advice. I feel quite giddy at the prospect of getting away with a ruse. Okay, Murph, let's gather the supper. We have an abundance in no time, and I haul my catch back to the kitchen in good time to make a tasty meal for everyone, and a little extra for my feline pals. That is really important. If somebody helps you with something, you should do something nice for them. Being that they're cats. Cats like fish. Make them some fish. I think that's very thoughtful of her. Okay, so we need to rest now. Because if you use the last one, apparently things can happen. So, we'll rest again. There are waves crashing. The sound is so loud I can't make myself be heard, but I still scream to the life raft that's moving away from the sinking ship. Oh! Oh! I'm going down with the ship. Oh, we're going down! Oh! I'm being thrashed against the side of the old wooden vessel. This isn't right. The ship looks wrong. Cat's face looms up close to mine. Everything's wrong, all of it. Oh! Which cat are you? But the words come out of my mouth is mewling, and I realize I am not myself. I am some kind of beast. Suddenly I'm flying. I'm in the claws of some enormous bird. The beating wings are deafening. I look down and see the ground approaching really fast. Ah! 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 Drop through the break. What does that mean? What break? What break? Breakfast, rise and shine. That was weird. That was a weird dream. I wonder if it means something. Okay, so let's do one more recon. You can't do that last one. Oh wait, do we not have one? Oh. Okay, so I can't do any more recon. Can I do more romance? Which cat should we date? That's still so weird. Date a cat. It's too beautiful a day to be slaving in a hot lab, so when Murph invited me for a stroll, it was easy to say yes. Not that I need much incentive to spend time with him. He's very engaging company. We've come to my favorite spots, where the cliffs sweep upwards above the blue water. Suddenly, without any warning, Murphy plunges over the top of the towering rocks. I run to the cliff's edge, with my heart in my mouth, to see what's happened. And there's a sight I still haven't gotten used to. He's in the water, more otter than cat, waving for me to follow. Jump, Kara, jump! Sure, the water's grand! McMurphy! I'm shocked by the shrillness of my voice. I hadn't intended it to be quite such a shriek. I was aiming for stern admonishment. That's so dangerous. You could do yourself serious injury, or worse, from such a height. Oh, pish. Come on, Kara. You won't get to see the little surprise I have in store. Surprise. You've already surprised me enough for one day. Ha! Which one of us is meant to be the pussy? Oh! Did he just say that? Oh! Oh, that's awful. That's awful. At this, I am filled with an indignance that takes over my body, and before I know it, I am halfway between the ledge and the water, bracing for impact. This way! I am still catching my breath as McMurphy's head disappears under the surface. My mind is saying, no, this is ridiculous. Get back to land this instant. While my body is following the Irish cat. My eyes take a moment to adjust, but when they do, I can hardly believe what I'm looking at. It's a ship. As we approach from the stern, it looks pretty much intact. I can see the name on the rear port side, and though faded and worn away in parts, the words are unmistakable. Kitty's Desire. Ooh, that's an interesting name for a ship. My head is swimming due to the excitement and lack of oxygen. I floundered to the surface to catch my breath. Kitty's Desire? I feel like I know that name. Was that the ship in the dream? It might have been the ship in the dream. McMurphy eventually bobs up to join me on the surface. Surprised? A shipwreck here? This is a very old island, Kara. A lot has happened here. But how did a ship even get here before the path was made? Hey, don't ask me, Kara. I'm just in it for the grog. McMurphy smiles and dives back into the murky depths. I follow, flailing a flailing flesh bag in comparison to Murphy's sleek figure. Probably looks like a wet rat. Most cats do when they're in water. I try to get a closer look at the wreckage. It's a big ship, likely a trading vessel, judging from the size. It's hard to tell how old it is, but it certainly isn't modern. Maybe 18th, 19th century? When we enter the ship from a huge hole in the stern, I realize that a lot of the vessel is actually on land, and it's obvious that it ran ashore after it was damaged at sea. That makes sense. There's not much time to ponder the mechanics of what happened as McMurphy is tugging at my t-shirt with his right paw, while gesturing with his other paw outstretched to a cabin he wants me to enter. I'm grateful for the air trapped inside and gasp for breath. Look, Kara! Here, Kara, look! Hang on, let me catch my... But he's already ducked into the next cell. How is he not out of breath? I realize his ability to swim underwater is unusually strong. But he barely breaks the surface at all. That's impressive. I mean, most cats can swim, but they're usually not quite that adept at it. In here, through the hole. He sounds really excited, and as I enter, I see why. There, in the center of the cabin, is a chest. It's wedged between the wall and a surprisingly well-preserved writing desk. The only thing preventing it from falling and being buried in the sand. Treasure chest! Treasure! Sound like a giddy child and feel embarrassed, but McMurphy joins in my glee, and suddenly we're cheering and laughing together. Go on then, open it, Kara. Okay. What are you waiting for? The key? Ah, does it need one? Oh, of course it does, Murph. It's the locked treasure chest. Can you not just break the lock? Who do you think I am, Houdini? I don't know about that, but I do know you're a very clever scientist whose thirst for knowledge matches my thirst for grog. So you get yours, and I'll go get mine. Moggy grins before darting into the next cabin, and I hear the familiar clinking of bottles shortly after. I decide to try the lock anyway while McMurphy is getting his. I look around for something, anything I could lever it with, and I'm disappointed. Everything except the chest and desk must have been washed away long ago. We'll have to come back with some tools to tackle that lock, Murph. There comes no response. Murphy is obviously still busy with his looting and pillaging, so I decide to swim to the beach and get a better look at the wreck from land. When I can take in the scene properly, I can make out what looks like another large ship just a bit further down the beach. Huh! There's a lot of shipwrecked boats. I can hardly believe what I'm seeing. One huge sea vessel finding its way in the island is strange enough, but two meeting the same unhappy fate is more than my brain can process. Yeah, that's weird. Like, unless this island is like smack dab in the middle of like a normal sailing path, it'd be weird that two boats would wash up right beside each other. proximity of the pair would suggest a collision of some kind. Possibly the second vessel could have been a pirate ship. Maybe it was attacking the merchant vessel? That's not a bad theory. To be honest, that's not a bad theory at all. I get the feeling I'm looking at the conclusion of a very interesting story here. I wonder why Professor Pauper didn't tell me about it. Obviously, he must be aware of the two vessels. My nose for intrigue has started to twitch. And I am burning to know more. I decide to take some of the debris, splinters, and small chunks of metal and pocket it for later analysis in the lab. When I'm satisfied that I've thoroughly combed the beach for specimens and have salvaged anything of interest, I realize I haven't seen McMurphy for quite a while. My heart stops. The hairs on my neck stand on end. How could I have been so wrapped up in my work that I neglected to keep an eye on my friend? McMurphy? I met with silence and still water. I ran back towards Kitty's Desire, my heart thumping in my chest. Oh no! McMurphy! McMurphy! I jump into the sea and swim back to the stern of the ship. There doesn't seem to be any life around here. I break through the surface with a choke and try to call out again, but my throat is hoarse and full of salt water. Where? I catch sight of a shadow out of the corner of my eye, crawling along the seabed. I dive under to get a better look and instantly see that it's the Irish cat, stalking and prowling as if he were on land. I quickly grab him by the scruff of the neck and drag him back to shore. McMurphy, you loon! What on earth are you playing at? I catch my breath and check on him, but he's happily rolling on his back in the sand. Me, I was having a grand time until you manhandled me with those big meaty paws of yours. What? Having a what? Calm down, Kara. You look like you're going to pop. You've been under the water for ages. I didn't see you come up for air once. I've been blessed with fantastic breathing apparatus. But I didn't know that, did I? And you were worried about me? Ah, Kara. Now that is very touching indeed. I feel like a damsel in distress, rescued by Prince Charming. Oh. I don't allow him to finish the sentence. You may think you're very clever and funny, but let me assure you that no one else here is laughing. Jumping off cliffs without warning and drinking while you're swimming, not very clever at all. I wasn't drinking while I was swimming. That would be impossible. I know, I tried. The more cross I am, it seems, the more amusing McMurphy finds it. You may not realize it, mister, but I have a duty of care towards you, all of you cats. So if something happens to me, you're afraid you'll get in trouble? Aw, and there was me thinking you care for me because you like me. He's deliberately turning this around, and it infuriates me further. Stop being so manipulative. You know how much I care for you. Of course I do, but you can be very tricky too, you know. Shall we open this? He's reached over to a bottle of grog he's taken from the wreck. You look like you could use something to take the edge off. No, McMurphy, I do not want any of that. Thank you very much. That's not a very good idea, drinking random liquor that you find in a, 18th, 19th century shipwreck. Hi, Kraggles! Thank you so much for stopping in. How are you doing today? So what is it you do want, Kara? He flashes me a raffish grin. Creeper mode. I want you to stop being so reckless. You'll give me a heart attack. Well, much as your heart is of considerable concern to me, Kara, I'm afraid I can't promise to stop being what I am. It's like asking the wind to stop blowing. Knackered. Oh no, what did you do that you're so tired? I'm also always tired, to some degree or other, so I can feel you, but what did you do? The wind does stop blowing sometimes? He lets out a long laugh. Ha 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 ha. You really are a scientist, Kara. Nothing will ever change that, huh? I understand what he's saying. I need to allow him to do his own thing. That is true. That is true. You can't control other people. You can give suggestions, you can offer helpful advice, but in the end, you can't force someone to do something that they don't want to do. And I think that's an important thing that everybody needs to remember. Who knew we'd learn something in a, weird cat dating sim? Okay, come on then. Let's start heading back. Actually, Kara, you go on ahead. I'll catch up with you later. He winks, and I am in no doubt as to what he wants to do for the rest of the day. Gathering the grog. Taking vacation. What in the name are you playing? I am playing Purrfect Date. It is a very strange visual novel dating sim where you're a scientist on an island that only has cats on it and you're researching them. And apparently, basically what happened was you got a message in the night and you like went out into the woods and you ended up getting caught by these weird elder cats that like bit and scratched you, and it turns out they gave you a disease of some kind that over time you'll turn into a cat. But part of it is now she can talk to cats, and so she's trying to figure out, she's trying to do research to create an antidote for this illness so she doesn't turn into a cat, but you can also like hang out and like date the cats. It's odd. It is odd. It's really funny though, and it's full of puns, but I'm enjoying it. I think it's kind of adorable. It's really silly though. 2 more romance options. I don't have any more recon, and I can't do the research yet. All right, so I guess we'll just keep doing. We'll do another romance and see what happens. So I wonder if you, like, finish endings, other things unlock, or what happens. As the sun is going down, I decide to retreat to my tent for the night. When I do the flap, I see McMurphy curled up asleep on my pillow. McMurphy, you're gonna get fur all over everything. Oh, hi there, Kara. You're back late, you rapscallion. Why are you in my bed? Ah, come now. We both knew I'd get in your bed eventually, didn't we? My hand reaches for the spray bottle, but McMurphy throws up his paws defensively. I'm an unarmed cat, Kara, and I actually came to give you something for good behavior. Don't make me send it back, you know. Give me something. What? Ah, sure, now you're listening. I found something that might just interest you. If it's more of that grog, McMurphy, I can assure you I am not interested in the slightest. I sit on the end of my bunk and push him off my pillow, but allow him to stay on the bed. As he moves reluctantly aside, I can see a black corner poking out from under my blanket. What's that? Why don't you take a look? I eye him skeptically, nervous of what he's roping me into now. Tell me what it is first. Ah, will you just pick it up, Kara? It won't bite. I carefully reach for it and realize it's a small leather book, beautifully aged and yet seems to be in good condition. I open it as gently as I can, for fear that it might turn to ash in my hands. On the first page, smudged and faded, but not destroyed by time or water, are the words, Captain's Log. I can't stop myself from gasping out loud. Oh, Murph, where? How did you find this? There's a lot you can find at the bottom of a bottle, or 12. Are you impressed? Impressed? Speechless. I could kiss your furry head. Well, don't let me stand in the way, you and your passion. This cat is... whew. I hardly notice he's still speaking as I've begun trying to decipher the entries, and I'm instantly engrossed. 1789. The men are getting restless. I begin to fear for the continued safe running of this vessel. My vessel, which they are in mind to take ownership if my captain's instincts serve me right. Uh-oh. Are you listening? Oh, sorry, what? I said, maybe I should leave you to it then? Yes. No, wait, McMurphy, tell me where you really got this from. Was it the treasure chest? No, Kara. Would you believe it? That thing was full of nothing but sand and salt water. That bit of treasure, on the other hand, I found at the bottom of my crates of grog, hidden in between the bottles. Ooh. But this belongs to a captain. Why would it be with the cruise provisions? I'll let you figure that one out, Brainiac. Think of it as a puzzle to keep you amused on all of your cold, lonely nights. McMurphy smirks and saunters out of my tent. Yes! New unlocks! Recon 15! Sweet! Oh, that means we can do another recon. The diary McMurphy discovered in the shipwreck could have some valuable information in it. Hey, Goron Mangazord, thank you so much for stopping in. This game is weird AF, but it's funny, and I'm enjoying it. There's some weird mystery afoot, and I might be turning into a cat, and I guess I'm dating one? It's very strange, but it's really fun. The book McMurphy gave me is sitting on my lap. I wonder what a pirate's diary is doing on this island. Maybe there will be some clues within. The log reads... That's what I've heard. Yeah, it's interesting. I thought it would be fun because it is a little off the beaten path when it comes to dating sims. Also cats. I love cats. I felt an almighty crash and then the silence and stillness everywhere. It took a few seconds to gather my thoughts and understand what had happened here. If it would ever really be possible to understand this godforsaken place and how we got so far off course to reach here. But in that moment, immediately after we hit the rocks, I knew two things. I was alive, and we were on land, and I felt grateful. It felt like a chance at survival, and I was determined to grasp it. I felt my legs, intact, thank God, and began crawling over the slate and shingle that seemed to stretch upwards to eternity. What type of place was this? Darkness was falling fast, but I needed to make sure we would be safe in this unexplored terrain. Who knew what would happen during the long night, what creatures it may bring, even what strange meteorological anomalies. Looking at the sky, I felt anything was possible, and we ought to be prepared. We had to work fast. I assembled the men, raggle-taggled though we were, into some kind of orderly unit in the hope that the familiarity of discipline would raise morale. We were all tired, cold, and hungry. Some of us needed medical attention. This was not going to be easy, but it's what I was trained for, and I would rather die than let my men down. We need to make some shelter. My voice sounded thin and weak against the sound of the waves crashing. At first light, I looked around and began to take stock properly. It was gratifying to see that the temporary shelter we had cobbled together last night was still intact, and no disasters had befallen us to add to the difficulties we were already burdened with. Considering the conditions we erected this makeshift cover in and how short a time, I felt heartened for the first time since we were out at sea before the strange electrical storm began that ended with us being thrust here against the unforgiving rocks of this terrifying place. We could do so much more with daylight on our side and food in our bellies. That is interesting. So that's how they got there. The thought of being the first inhabitants here is terrifying. How on earth did they survive? Maybe they didn't. I want to believe they were rescued, but that seems unlikely. I will read more in the evening. As I put the book away, a small piece of paper falls into my lap. It must have been hidden amongst the pages of the log. It's a note. Maybe a letter? Sally, I know you worry for me, but do not. The men do not treat me bad. They give me food and do not beat me so much anymore. The captain is not so fearsome as what they say and is giving me lessons on my writing. I am improving. I practice all night because I can't sleep. I work hard, sometimes till my hands crack and bleed, but I use them every morning to pray for you, that you are safe and well, and that we will be together once again. I miss you so much. The seas have not been smooth. Sometimes I worry that we will capsize completely and be lost out here forever, but I would swim the widest ocean back to you, my sweet sister. I hope you are practicing your writing too. I would like to read your clever poems again. Your loving brother, Jim. Aww. What a sweet letter. I wonder what became of Jim. Oh, that's kind of sad. But it's good that he loves his sister so much. Oh, my poor heart. Okay, so we're back down to 1, so we need to rest again, because if you use up your last energy block, bad things start to happen. So, for this playthrough, I want to keep myself good and healthy. You had a lovely nap and wake up feeling revitalized. Your energy has been restored. Magic. Not like last time. I'm pretty sure last time we had a crazy nightmare. That wasn't fun. Vacation cat. Okay, well, I guess we'll do the last romance block before we do the research one. Because the last time I clicked on the research one, it said something about how our time on the island would end. So, I want to do this one first. Oh, also, new folks that have come in. I'm doing my giveaway today for reaching 300 followers last stream. Yay! So if you do exclamation point GW, it'll tell you about it, but it's for a Steam code for a game to play called Fearless Fantasy. Looks like a turn-based fantasy RPG something. It looked kind of interesting. So if you want to enter, you type command enter 1. I think the command is in the title of my stream. But anyway, you can enter that, and I'll be doing the draw for that at the end of my stream. So pretty soon. Look at that star. Now take yourself 1,000 miles beyond it and tell me what you see. I laugh as McMurphy passes me the bottle. I take a swig before replying. McMurphy, what are you talking about? Just do it, Kara. That big shiny one way up there. Go 1,000 miles beyond and tell me where you get to. I'm pretty sure this cat is an alcoholic. Just putting that out there. I smile. I'm partying on Venus. Oh yeah? There are so many goddesses here, McMurphy. They're all naked. You should see this. Oh, look at those hearts. Oh. The laughing stops. Or maybe it was only in my head to begin with. I look down at the fluffy cat who seems far from his usual self. You okay, kitty cat? I think there's a big pub in that night sky. McMurphy grins and closes his eyes. Thank you so much for entering. And there I am, my big human toes warming by the fireplace, and my long hair is the same dark golden color as the ale I have in my man hand. They're singing, lots of it, and people are dancing all around. Those that can't find space to dance on the floor, dance on the tables, naturally. Well, yeah, I mean, if you can't dance on the floor, of course you get on the tables. There's an old sky pirate in the corner telling his stories to anyone who will listen of the time he sailed to Jupiter or Mars. And you're there too, of course. You sat right next to me. We've unlimited drinks because we're famous in these parts. We're practically royalty. Oh, ale, stout, beer, whiskey too. They just keep coming. When it gets dark and the place is quiet, we sneak out back to the beer garden. There's a clear view of Earth from where we're sitting. We don't miss it. McMurphy spits. We talk about our adventures, how we sailed off of this damned island, and how the ship became airborne. We talk about how we fought the big-breasted, bloodthirsty alien winches of the Emerald Star, how we've had to charm our way out of the space slug's lair, and I reckon we'd have a lot of fun. That does sound like a lot of fun. Of course, you wouldn't be able to keep your paws off me. You'd be begging for a kiss, and I'd be saying, "Now, Kara, I'm not a piece of meat, you know," and you'd be saying, "Oh, McMurphy, please. Just one of your world-famous kisses. Fancy French kind," I'd be saying. "Please, Kara, control yourself." Oh my god, this is awful. Start snickering again. What are you laughing at? You! Are you trying to say that you wouldn't be all over me if I was human? Of course I wouldn't. Ugh. Ouch! Now, don't be mean. You'd be the one begging me for a kiss. Mwah, 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 mwah. What on earth gives you that idea? Oh, wait. She's got weird ears and whiskers now. Oh god, why she look like a cat now? Ah, top of the morning, Kara. I love you so much, to be sure. Give me a smacker. Bagora, mwah, mwah, mwah. That is so offensive. I stopped laughing. I went a little too far there, I'm sorry. Murphy lets out a wry smile. Well, maybe I would try to steal a little kiss. Who could blame me? You wouldn't get one. McMurphy's smile disappears. You know something, Kara? Huh? I think I should just come out and say it. Say what? You're alright. There's a pause. Not an uncomfortable pause, just a slightly confusing one. You're alright too. McMurphy is gazing at the stars. I don't know what I'm doing. It's a strange feeling. I'm used to being a step ahead of everybody. Well, 2 steps ahead of you. Hey, don't be rude, Murph. I laugh. McMurphy grins. This feeling, it isn't new to me, but I'm still not sure what it is. And all I know is that you get me in a way no one has before, and I get you too, even if you don't care to admit it. I guess it's time to let the cat out of the bag. Without thinking, I look around. so used to bagging and unbagging cats for my work that I take him literally, but his expression stops me from reacting. I've become attached to you in these last few weeks. You have captured my heart, and I don't want to be without you, Kara. Oh! Oh! You have my heart. I wasn't expecting that, McMurphy. I haven't had so much fun, felt so free, or been so happy as the time I've spent with you. I don't think I'd care to be without you either. Oh! 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 You have my heart. Oh! Oh! To my surprise, McMurphy looks visibly relieved. Well, Kara, I look forward to many more adventures with you. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh. Cool. Alright. Nope. Just fast research. Once you complete your research, your time on Cat Island will come to an end. Have you seen everything you wanted to see? Yes. Okay. Cataloging samples. A slow day today. I've only got to organize a few samples from previous field trips. Today, I'm in the lab doing flora research. It's not the most exciting job, but if I keep my head down, I can get through it quickly enough. I don't know, it sounds interesting. It really just consists of unpacking the new samples of plants and flowers that the professor and I have collected on our foraging expeditions, and logging them into the database with organic substances on the computer. Most of them are commonplace plants that grow abundantly in the forest, but occasionally we come across something more rare, exotic even. Ooh. One of the samples I'm looking at today is Calendula incana maritima, which is very interesting indeed. I can't help speculating that it's been cultivated in the marigold's little greenhouse and then transplanted to open ground. I'm distracted momentarily by the sound of a clinking glass and turn to see the beautifully manicured paw of a sphinx cat tapping on a beaker, nudging it perilously close to the edge of the counter. No! Don't do it! Don't do that, cat! Boots, stop that! You're not supposed to be in here. She laughs as though I've told a joke. That's a frightfully pretty flower. Calendula incana maritima, if I'm not mistaken. You never cease to amaze me, Boots. How on earth did you know that? Why, I make it my business to know all about rare and valuable works of art. Art? Why not? It has been created like a sculpture or a painting. The marigolds are true artists in the garden. Oh, I wondered if that had something to do with this. It's so unusual, even if it's natural swampy habitat, which I have it growing here in the forest is very place. Oops, I didn't mean to play. Its properties are extraordinary too, human. Well, I'm not new to botanical science, so I probably don't know that. Or, well, I'm quite new to botanical science, so I probably don't know the half of it. Why don't you fill me in? Although I'm always happy to facilitate your learning, human, I simply can't stay here a moment longer. The air is so stale, don't you find? I ignore her sideways glance and upturned nose. She's so snooty. Snooty booty. It's a good name for her. Let's go down to the beach and drink some coconut water and I'll tell you everything you need to know. Snoots, I'm not going anywhere until I finish this. Don't be ridiculous. You can tinker about in here anytime, but the sun will be gone in an hour or two. I'm not tinkering. This is my job. If I don't get it done, the professor will want to know why. Then explain to him you have better things to do. Snooty booty, I won't tell you again. If he catches you in here, Popper will cage you. Be careful with that flower, human. Doesn't do to inhale that fragrance too deeply. That sounds like a threat. Trying to ask why and see her glance out, knocking the beer with a swish of her tail as she does. You did that on purpose! Naughty kitty! She's gone, leaving me to clear up the broken glass. Naughty kitty! I've come to the forest to gather my thoughts. This morning I noticed another change in my appearance. Up until now, it's been easy to cover up my transition. I just had to keep on top of removing excess body hair. Even the stub of a tail that appeared a few days ago hasn't been a problem. Who'd see it? But this new development is definitely a turning point. How am I going to explain the fact that my pupils have turned into vertical slits? Yeah, that's definitely kind of obvious. I can't risk anyone seeing me like this, so I'm gonna hide out for a while and see what happens. It's a beautiful night, and McMurphy and I are laying on the sand by the old shipwrecks, relaxed in a way that only cats can be. When I remember back to all the anxiety and stress I used to live with, the endless hours of fretting over the antidote research, it makes my fur stand up. I thought our lives depended upon it. It was my love for McMurphy that finally got to see sense. Why was I so desperate to make him the same as me? Hadn't I fallen for him the way he was? So I decided to turn it on its head and become like him. I lose track after 30. We're laying under the stars. I can't help smiling to myself when I remember how cold I used to be to think it was a night. Remember how cold I used to think it was a night. Mac used to rib me for my whining. Now here I am, as snug as can be, counting the stars with the cat I love more than anything else in the world. You see, the trouble is, Kara, you're still thinking like a scientist. What do you mean? So when you count the stars, you begin at 1. I assume you're going to keep chanting numbers until you've quantified the entire galaxy. He laughs until his eyes twinkle with moisture. Oh yeah? Go on then, Murph the Wise, enlighten me on a better way of counting. So if you ask me how many stars there are, I take an overall squint at the sky, judge how cloudy or clear it is, and decide if there's enough light to hunt. Not too much is the right amount for that, by the way, or too little light for a snooze. Best when it's bright. Or just enough to steal a kiss from your sweetheart. And judging by the sky tonight, he nuzzles under my fur, and I'm the happiest cat in the universe. Oh. 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 Love drunk ending achieved. Oh. Relationship status with McMurphy. 2 of 3? Oh, that's not bad. Current playthrough. Research 3, Recon 3, Cats Romanced 1, 16.7. 9.1% of total game seen, and 1 ending found. Oh. Oh. Well, that I guess would be a good spot to stop then. Definitely gonna have to bring this back out in the future though. Get more information, see what we can't do. Thank you so much for coming. But before I leave, yay! Yay, we found love. But yes, before I leave, I'm going to do, or before I end, I'm going to do my giveaway first. So, I'm going to close the giveaway and draw a winner. Toasty! Yay! Congratulations, Toasty. I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, I will send you a message on Discord with the code for you. Yay! Thank you so much for entering. Thank you so much for following me. You guys are amazing. 300 followers. I honestly didn't think I'd get there that quick. Thank you so much for coming today. Thank you all for the follows and the lurks and the chatting and the bits. You're amazing. I love you.